This is Mataiya. This is Mataiya, where the third Buddhist council took place according to Zhang Zhang. This is Mataiya, where there was a terrific debate between Hindus and Buddhists over Vaishali bhikshus not following the Buddha's law. See how well off this village is, a well off house of this village. And the surrounding area of Mataiya stupa, where the third council took place. And folks, it's the Baraila lake nearby. It's a, beautiful bird sanctuary today and paradise for bird lovers. Folks, how I came to this conclusion that Mataiya is the place where the third council took place. To understand it, please view this video today. Mataiya means to churn. And folks, Mataiya to churn. It means that there was a very long debate where they debated. One said something, the other said something, the other said something, the other said something. It went on and on and on. They churned the matter as though, froth came out from that debate. And that is what Mataiya means, folks. And basically, this is the area where Kunal was blinded. Ashoka's, son Kunal was blinded. Well, that is another story. So, folks, check out what Zhang Zhang has to say about Mataiya, about the third convocation. And then I'll show you it to you in satellite pictures and you can see it in video. Now that Zhang Zhang has shown us where the Buddha, gave up all, as a Chakravarti Raja in a previous life, gave up everything and assumed dark robes and gave himself to study. That was Karik Nath Baba in Tisauta Dharampur. Now let's go southeast of Tisauta Dharampur. Let's see where he takes us. This is the third convocation, very important, folks. Going southeast from the city, 14 or 15D, we come to a great stupa. It was here the convocation of the 700 sages and saints was held. 110 years after the nirvana of Buddha, there were in Vaisali some bhikshus who broke the laws of Buddha and perverted the rules of discipline. At this time, actually, the bhikshus who broke the law of the Buddha was the Kapala shrine, which I have showed you, which is the present day Dularpur. It was mispronounced as Kapala. So, they are the ones who, disobeyed. At this time, Yasada, Ayushmat was stopping in the country of Kosala, that is Khurasa near Begusarai. Sambhoga, Ayushmat was dwelling in the country of Mathura, that is Maharat. Revata, Ayushmat was stopping in the country of Hanjo, I don't know that. And then so and so was stopping in the country of so and so, and Kujjasobhita, Ayushmat was stopping in the country of Sha-lo-li-fo. I do not know, I'll have to find all that. All these were great arhats, possessed of independent power, faithful to the three pitakas, possessed of the three enlightenments of great renown, knowing all that should be known, all of them disciples of Anand. So all of them were disciples of Anand, because folks, at this time Yasada sent a message to summon the sages and saints to a convocation at the city of Vaishali. There was only wanting one to make up the 700. When Fushemilo by the use of his divine sight saw the saints and sages assembled and deliberating about religious matters, by his miraculous power he appeared in the assembly. Then Sambhoga, in the midst of the assembly, baring his right breast and prostrating himself, and exclaimed with a loud voice, "Let the congregation be silent." Respectful thought, in former days, the great and true holy king of the law, after an illustrious career, entered nirvana. Although years and months have passed since then, his words and teachings still survive. But now the bhikshus of Vaishali have become negligent and prevent the commandments. There are 10 points in which they disobey the orders of the Buddha. Now then, learned sirs, you know well the points of error. You are well acquainted with the teaching of the highly virtuous Anand. In deep affection to Buddha, let us again declare his holy will. Then the whole congregation was deeply affected. They summoned to the assembly the bhikshus, and accordingly to the Vinaya they charged them with transgression, bound afresh the rules that had been broken, and vindicated the holy law. That means they summoned the people of Dularpur, the ancestors of the present day Dularpur Math people. So folks, the people in Dularpur tell of this story. So that is the Kapala shrine. So this is what you call it. Let's see where this convocation took place. There was terrific debate and it took several months. So folks, here's your Tisauta Dharampur. It takes 15 leagues southeast. This is Mataiya. Mataiya means to churn. Mataiya means to churn. It's beautiful. Look, this is the Baraila lake. Beautiful lake. It's a, what do you call it, where a lot of birds and all migratory birds come. Now Mataiya means to, what do you call it, debate. Debate, to churn, to make churn so much that it becomes froth. So that debate was such that it was churned as though froth had come out. Folks, and this is Chakaiya. Chakaiya is the what do you call it, thing in which you what do you call it, churn something. Chakaiya is the vessel in which you churn, and that will be the Sangrama. And this is Mataiya. Mataiya is the stupa where this debate took place, where the churning took place. You know, debate means really churning. What a beautiful word for a debate, Mataiya. And Chakaiya is the vessel in which the churning took place. So this is the Sangrama in charge of this. This is where the third convocation, folks, took place in Vaishali, and what do you call it? It seems the Buddhists lost in this. And the main culprits were the people of Dularpur, the ancestors of Dularpur temple of today. I mean, that's according to my calculations. I may be wrong.
Now that you all have seen what Zhang says about the third council, it took place in Mataiya. Mataiya, this is Mataiya stupa. Now I would like to get it clear. This is the Mataiya. Mataiya means to churn. Mataiya means to churn. So that is where, and the Sangrama in charge of this stupa was Chakaiya. Chakaiya means to churn in a vessel. Churn in a vessel. So this debate between the bhikshus of Vaishali and the other bhikshus was so intense, it took a few months that there was a terrific churning done. Now Buddhists have miscalculated it as the second council. No, according to Zhang, it's the third council, and I believe in him because he is authentic. He was here 1300 years ago. The first council was of the elders, where the three pitakas were written. That is Jetian. Jetian means elders. The second council was in Sori, where everything was written. Whoever heard anything the Buddha said, it was written. That is Sori. Sori means to sweep up. That was the second council. And the third council is the Vaishali council, where the Vaishali people had gone astray. They had stopped following the Buddha's law. They had become lax. So folks, this is the third council, and this is the Panchayat Bhavan of Mataiya. Now it's a village. See, people settled on top of the stupas, and they kept the name alive. And it is a Kshatriya. It is a Rajput village. So basically, that is proof that the Buddhists lost in that council. In the third council, in that intense debate, the Buddhists lost in that council. That council was held by 700 sages. Yasada, he realized what was happening in Vaishali. So he sent message to 700 sages to assemble at Vaishali. Folks, they assembled here. This is 56 kilometers north, east or west of Vaishali. So they assembled here, and there was terrific debating, and Sambhoga prostrated himself on the ground. And see, there was massive debating, massive churning. That is called Mataiya. Mathna means like churn something into froth and spray. That was how deep, how intense the debating was. So folks, and Chakaiya is the Chaki is the vessel in which the churning takes place. So either Chakaiya or Mataiya, they are the they are the one is the stupa and the other is the Sangrama in charge of the stupa, where the monks and the pilgrims who came to pay homage to that stupa you would stay. So folks, this is your Chakaiya, Mataiya, and it is 5 kilometers southeast of Tisauta, which Zhang mispronounces as Tate. So it's exactly as Zhang has prescribed. Now see this river, you can see ducks swimming. See, it is just on the banks of the Baraila lake. It is just on the banks of the Baraila lake, which is a bird sanctuary today. It's a beautiful bird sanctuary. Delight for bird lovers who like watching birds. Because, especially during the winters, whole lot of these migratory birds come here. And it's a huge, a few thousand acres, a few kilometers, square kilometers in size, this lake. So this it's a beautiful lake for migratory birds. And folks, this is the place where the third convocation took place in Vaishali. It is not the second convocation as the Buddhist books state. Proof is you have read Zhang. So here, if you found this video educative, please follow, like and subscribe to my page Buddha Exhumed, and tell your friends and relatives about this page, because more such videos will come.